But
I'm not making. I don't want. I want to make sure there's. I'm not making. I want to make sure, Cabby, because I know you have your little sensitive heart.
You look beautiful, man. By the way, I appreciate that.
I want to make sure I'm clear with you, Cabby. Okay, yeah. I know you have your little soft spot for them. I don't give them a pass for nothing. You choose. You know, you have a smart mind, and you are accountable for what you do. You know what I mean? It's just a seed until you give it dirt to make it a plant. If I'm a woman, that's one thing I'm gonna cherish, because there's nothing more proud to be able to give birth to a child. But it's even more proud when the man you give birth that you have that child with is there to make sure he's there after the child is born and do his job as a man. I hold men just as accountable. I don't think no broke man should have a kid. I don't think no broke man should. I think if a woman meets a man with a kid and she doesn't have a kid, she should run. I don't even think she should give that man a chance, because that shows his irresponsibility. Period. There's no question about it. There's no, oh, so you just had unprotected sex. Yeah, we were young and dumb. No, you were just dumb. You were young and dumb. You just dumb because you knew the outcome. That's all I'm saying. And
Antoine, I want to put a pin in there. Because when you said they're just dumb, baby, pick up where you was about to start talking.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, women always try to justify their decision making and their stupid, ideology of, well, this is how I was told it was supposed to be. Girl, shut up. Shut up.
Come on now.
No, that's not how it's supposed to be. We are supposed to be nurturers and caregivers, and we are supposed to listen to our husbands. Like, I agree wholeheartedly about that. Like, when Vic and I got together and he asked me what I wanted, I told him straight up. I said, I'm a housewife. I am a spoiled housewife. I said, I like being at home and I like taking care of my kids and my husband. So however that looks,
fit it in.
And I will do my part.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there you go. And that's why she's married today.
Yep. And the trade-off is that I want to be a husband. There's a big difference in men that just want a woman versus men that are husbands that want a wife. So if you're a man and you want to be a husband and you just want a woman, that's something completely different that you're going to end up just fitting in, because you're operating from a place of need.
Because every woman ain't a wife.
Say that.
Absolutely. And every man is not a husband. It's
so
as simple as that.
There's a lot of men that just want to be married. There's not a lot of men that really want to be husbands. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Which is why I came up with this topic, the needs versus wants. It's a lot of people that's looking for relationships out of need and not out of want. See, when you're in a want position, you don't have to settle. But the want versus need has to be balanced out between the feminine and the masculine, because on the feminine side, if you think because of the work that you've done to fill up your resume is going to give you an opportunity to get the man that you want, that's cool. But be happy with the options that you have based off of what you want. Because you can't complain about a lack of options if what you want is not compatible to what the market is giving you. Because all you can have is what you can afford, and all you can afford is based off of what you're willing to trade. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't have anything to do with money. This is about character, integrity, and compatibility. And the thing that men are hypergamous to is respect. And some men will trade their respect to just be in a relationship, to just say that they have a woman, to just say that they have a wife. And women on the other side that just operate from need, they'll settle for a piece of a man and end up pregnant by the wrong person. And then they continue their own cycle, because I also said today, like, the first time you make a mistake, it's on you. The second time you make a mistake, that one is also on you.
Yep.
The third time, it's a mental illness.
Yep.
It ain't no fool me once, fool me twice. No, you chose to position yourself for the options that you settled for. Because everybody settles, man. because you
And
can't.
let's be real. Let's be real, Vic. Let's be real, right? Because I can say myself as a single man dating, I'm now realistic to what I have to settle for, in a sense that in the realistic realm of how I'm dating and being marriage minded, right?
Mm-hmm.
The girls that I'm looking into getting involved with, I have to settle for that. They may have been in a relationship that didn't work out and they might have a kid, or a marriage that didn't work out and they might have a kid, because I'm not looking for that 25-year-old for sex, right? I've been there, did that, done it. I'm at the marriage minded, and I have to be realistic. I'm not keeping up with a 25-year-old because we're just on two different levels, right? We're just on two different levels. And yeah, people say that girl will be more mature and she may want what I want, but at the end of the day, no. At the end of the day, no. All right. At the end of the day, there's going to come a time when she's way younger than me and she's way inexperienced than me. And she's going to go find what she wants.
Yeah, you're going to be missing each other.
So I have to. Yeah, we're going to be just missing each other. Right. I can tell you the girls that I date now that are younger, they're fun and it's nice, but it's not like I'm going to be marrying them. Right. They're good and entertaining. We get to go out. They tell me where they're going to be. We show up as a gang, but that's it. It's not like I'm sitting down here going like, "Whoa, you girls are nice."
Yeah.
You know?
I see Alonda in the comments said women make the mistake of waiting, hoping for marriage, right?
Yep.
So I mean, see what I'm saying? It's like a balance to this thing, you know what I'm saying? Because I see the keyword mistake of waiting, mistake. You know what I'm saying? She waited, or they're waiting, you know what I'm saying, and hoping for marriage. You know, so I guess, you know, it's, what are they supposed to do? You know, when should a woman pursue marriage after she's become financially successful?
Well, let's let you say we need ladies, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe what you think about that?
Women need to be quiet.
He said women need to be quiet.
Yes, be quiet. Most women are very argumentative. And it's only because we were told and given this false narrative that we were princesses and that everybody is supposed to accommodate us because we are women. No, that doesn't make sense. There's a lot of women out here that want to be wives, but they haven't been taught properly how to be submissive, how to let the man lead.
Mm-hmm.
And so, unfortunately, society has told them, girl, you don't need a man to do this and blah, 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 blah. And you can do this on your own. And then they just shut up, cat lady, because that's exactly what you're going to end up like.
Look,
when you say submissive and you look at the definition of submissive, you're putting it more on, you know, humbly obedient. I wouldn't say anything past that, you know, or ready to submit, and you know,
right.
Let's just hear from a woman. Yep, because like Antoine don't like the word submissive.
Like for me,
I don't either. I don't really like.
I don't like it.
And that's the thing. Like me, I'll tell you straight up, I am a submissive woman. Like if he asks me to do something, trust and believe. If I don't agree with it, I'm gonna put my 2 cents in. But what I'm not gonna do is try to overtalk him. I'm not going to try to get into this big debate. We're just going to agree to disagree. And then I'm going to go in there and do the laundry. And then when I feel like talking about it again, I'm going to bring it up. He might not be ready to talk about it, and that's fine. But eventually for me, because I am headstrong, we going to have that discussion. But I'm going to learn different tactics and different ways to change the wording or change my tone or my delivery. I'm going to talk to him and not at him. Women have that so bad. They talk at their men instead of talking to them. Right. Now, if you just got a guy who's like, well, I don't want to do that and blah, 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 blah. Oh, you picked him. Your fault. Figure it out. Figure it out.
I got you. So I've always wanted to ask this question, you know, to a female and males. You know, what is submissive to a woman that's making 6 figures, has her own house, gets a maid to clean her house? You know, what's submissive to that woman? How does that work?
When he want to be with you, let him.
Okay.
It is what it is. When he wants his meals, cook. When he doesn't want to, and this is the thing. Again, it's all about how you say it. Women fail to realize our mouth is nothing but sugar, and then it can definitely be spice. We can word something in a way that will get y'all to do what we want, and vice versa. But for us, again, it's about how you deliver it.
Okay.
Okay. My opinion.
Okay. So I watched a clip, you know, a while back, and it was a clip of a man that just pretty much cheated on his wife. She found out it was a white lady and a white man, and she was going off on him. And she was like, you know, is she prettier than me? Dude said, nah. Is she younger than me? Dude said, nah. And she said, is she more excited than me? And he said, nah. And she was like, well, if she's none of those things, why couldn't it just be me? And he was like, she's softer than you.
Yep.
She's quieter than you.
Yep.
She doesn't cuss at me. She doesn't scream at me all the time. She's not argumentative.
Yep.
So I would say let's lose the word submissive, because
that man's a simp. Because that man's a simp. That man's a simp, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because when she started, yeah,
she had
when she started
being verbally abusive.
Yeah, when she started being that, when she started being that way, that's when he should have put her in check as the man, as the leader. To me, submissive means a woman knows her role. Period. My father could never do what my mother did, and he knew his role. The garage and the basement. My mother knew her role. The living room, the kitchen, and the bedroom. And those things never got crossed.
Yeah.
And that's what submissive means to me. If a woman comes into my life, she knows her role as a woman. She's not submissive to me. Being in her role, being in her feminine role, she's going to know that what to do. I don't have to tell her how to be a woman. I don't have to tell her to shut up, because she's going to know. And if she makes 6 figures, at the end of the day, she's going to know she's a woman. No matter what, money ain't going to change that. It'll make you live a better life, and you'll buy better lingerie from me. But at the end of the day, you're a woman. And that man did wrong by letting her even talk like that. Because if a man ain't coming home to it, he's definitely going to go find it. I always say, men are like dogs. You give us a long leash, we're going to piss and shit anywhere. Women are like cats, temperamental, and you have to stroke them right. You give a man a short leash, he's going to piss and shit. You give a dog a short leash, he's going to piss and shit right next to you. You give it a long leash, it'll roam around a tree. That's the woman. That's the other woman. That's the problem. So if you let her take your role as a man, that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage, none other than the angry man that's still trying to learn, aka Christopher McClellan.
I don't know where Chris and Antoine live, but y'all motherfuckers need to get a new internet provider.
That's still
goddamn, y'all hazy as hell down here.
I'm choppy.
You're a little delayed.
Yeah.
But the thing is, man, I really want to say, hey man, look, I appreciate my wife Gina sitting in, because we keep saying we need women to be part of the conversation.
Right.
And we need to hear, I believe we need to hear more married women talking about married women that are also wives, because there's plenty of married women that are not wives. And we need to talk amongst each other from places of experience and not need. A lot of people speaking from need when they're talking about relationships, not want. When you have what you want, you see the world a little bit differently. When you're having what want implies that there are certain things that have already been fulfilled in your life. When you're unfulfilled, you're in a place of need if you still desire to have those things complete whatever your plan is. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say in public, thank you to my wife, Gina, for offering her, you know what I'm saying, feminine touch on the conversation. And y'all see where I get it from.
And I want y'all to know too.
Well put, Gina.
Look, and I'm just saying, I want y'all to know that I've always been this way. Like this ain't just because I've been with Vic. I've only been with Vic, like married to him for a year. but I've always been this way. I was a wife for 22 years. Victor is my third relationship in my entire life. And me and Vic are the same age. So, like, I've always known the role of a wife, even though I've never had great examples. But I've always known, I've watched family members, I've seen friends, I've seen random women, and I'm just like, oh, I'm not doing that. No, that don't make sense to me. Absolutely not. Because one thing about me, if it don't make sense, I'm not gonna do it.
I got you. I understand completely. You know, with me, I always look at, you know, where are we at today? You know what I'm saying? I understand that traditional roles between men and women have been traditional roles between men and women. But, you know, I say in 2024 in the United States, we're not talking about anywhere else. We're not talking about any other continent. We're not talking about any other country. We're talking about the United States. You know, where does this these roles of men and women, where do they fit today? You know, because I think that's the disconnect. You know, we're saying that it's supposed to be one way, and a lot of modern women are saying, nah, not like that anymore. And you know, we're educated now, and we're more aware, and we're more woke than ever. So yeah, we can't technically be like that anymore. And to be honest with you, a lot of people don't know this. You know, wife, you know, comes from an old Scottish word, you know, which means old woman or uneducated woman. A lot of people don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is that when we look at, like I said, today's role as a woman and as a man, you know, in 2024, are we still going to be able to hang on to this kind of archaic way of thinking? Y'all kind of dig what I'm saying? I know you don't dig what I'm saying because you guys.
No, I do because I look at it like this. I don't look at it as a whole. I look at the principles of actually being a helpmate.
Right. There you go. That's my word. That's where I'm at.
A lot of women, they like when we take vows, like when we get married, they say all that in the vows. And some women get hung up on that.
Right.
And that's not necessarily how things are in 2024. We get that. But everybody's relationship is different. And this goes back to when you are courting or when you are dating someone, maybe that's something that y'all need to establish from the gate.
Right.
Instead of just jumping into it and then be like, oh, well, this is what you're supposed to do, or this is how you're supposed to treat me. Says who? Says who?
So I'm going to present you with the scenario that I presented with Vic and Antoine one time. I just want to see where you go with this. And I'm talking to Vic's wife. What's your name again?
Gina.
I'm
like
presenting this to Gina. Okay, so right. So if we're in our home and we have an invader come in our home, right? And me as the man, I'm supposed to be the protector, right? That's the traditional word. That's the traditional role of a man. He is the protector. We have an invader. This invader comes in here, and this invader is strapped. This invader has a gun himself, and he is meaning to do harm to the individuals in this home. So I have two kids. Let's say Gina and Vic, you guys have two kids. One's 3, one's 10. You know, fairly young. This invader comes in. I go to defend our house, and unfortunately, the invader has a better look at me than I have at him. And he shoots me, and I go down, and I'm dead. What then is the role of a woman?
Protect the kids at all costs.
So you become a what?
A protector.
Exactly. So to say that a man is the protector is complete utter bullshit. You are only the protector until you go the fuck down. After you go the fuck down, your wife has to take that role because you're no longer available. You feel what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. You can look at me like I'm crazy, Antoine, but if you're fucking dead, you're fucking dead.
Stop it right now. Stop it.
If you are
I
fucking
need to
dead,
say
you
something
are
real quick.
Dead, bro.
I need to say something real quick because
Come on, Chris.
Because Cavi, you just proved and then disproved your point in the same sentence.
How the fuck did I do that? Explain.
Meaning this, you made her a protector, but what had to happen in order for her to become a protector?
I had to go down.
Exactly. She's not a protector until I make her want to put her in a position to be one. You need to stop this nonsense.
This is why when Gina said,
you need to cut this out.
Listen to what Gina said. She said, we are helpmeets.
But you put it
man of the
but
day.
Nope,
So
I'm not gonna let you do that.
Helping me the man of the day. If I go down as a protector,
what you
she
did
has to help
was
meet
you
that
took
demand.
the man. What you did was you took the man out of the picture in order to make the woman a protector. So in order for there to even be any kind of protection, the man has to be there first. Jesus H. Why are we having this stupid ass conversation about protection? This might be the see, do you understand why I'm always so mad?
If I'm sitting here,
why I'm always so angry?
Because sometimes
this is
the
a dumb
points,
conversation to have, Cavi. I'm sorry.
Fucking ridiculous.
And if you want me to keep it real, you are doing a lot of fear mongering right now.
I'm gonna tell you,
you are doing a lot of fear mongering right now, and I'm not.
Come on, Chris.
I'm not feeling the fear mongering, and I'm not feeling the whole let's play the absolute worst case scenario just to prove my point. I'm not gonna let you do that because the stuff that you're talking about, it's possible, but it's not.
All right, folks. Appreciate you sticking with me to the end. This has been another episode of Beyond the Algorithm. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Go get the book. And most importantly, I will see you beyond the algorithm, because that's where life actually happens.